So here we go, guys. The leaks have been updated. Yes, we have more leaks to talk about that are coming from the reliable sources that we always trust. And they basically updated the previous leak, at least. Okay, so let's take a look on some of the changes. Of course, the majority of the things we already know. But I gotta say that there are some interesting additions. And a plus to that is that they gave us more information about the leaks that they had before, okay? So I was actually sleeping by the time this came out. It was like very early in the morning for me, but yeah, let's go, right? So kind of a summary here, some more information on the vehicles that we already knew, CF188A is going to be a premium, so the Canadian F-18 will be a premium. That's what we expected, okay? It was expected that one of these would be like that. Another thing is that the F-18A, the normal one, will be after the FG Mark 1, and then the Hug 2.4, right, will be after the Sea Harrier. I found that this very odd that they are dividing them, but yes, what we knew it was going to happen, happened. So one of them is going to be an early model coming after the Phantom FG1, and then the improved one, the modernized one, is coming after the Sea Harrier FA2 with the upgrades. So these two probably will be very early models, okay? The two, the premium and the other one, they will probably have early Sparrows, AIM-7 Fs and Ms, right? AIM-9Ls, something like that, 12.7, 13.0 BR, something like that, right? And this one will probably be the AIM-121, AIM-9M1 that it's upgraded with helmets and everything to be a 14.0, okay? F5TH coming after the F5T, which makes sense, of course, before the OCU. King 6 as a premium, of course, we already know. F16I coming after the Barak C model. So this got me by a surprise. I thought the SUFA, was going to be added after the D model, maybe before the F15I, but it is coming after the F16C, which, in my opinion, doesn't make a lot of sense, but okay. We have the AH-64E, a new addition, a new version of the Apache coming after the D model for the US. This is a more modernized one, nothing to talk about here, but too much, but yeah, it's just a more modernized version of the Apache. We're gonna wait to see what we see, right? Mi-35P coming as a squadron vehicle for the Russians, and an Mi-35P for Indonesia coming as a branch out of AH-1E for Japan. So very interesting, right? So Mi-35P is coming. This is another version of the Mi-35. It doesn't change too much from the original models that we have in the game, but yeah, interesting, right? Especially Squadron 1. So yeah, we have the Stingray, of course, after the Bradley. Nothing new here. The 163 and the M163, the Vulcan, right? After the Sub I2, the Mark 20, copy-paste of the American one. We have the A3, this is all for the Thai, of course, TTS, currently at copy-paste of the Chinese TTS. The Stingray after the TTS. The Oplot, will be the top one after the Stingray. So we will end up that part of the sub-tree for the Thai. VT4 after the MBT 2000. So yeah. CV90-105 TML returns, folded with the IKV91-105. So a vehicle that was a premium before, now returning as a Tech 3 apparently. The Buck M3 9M317 MA. So yeah, what I knew, what people called me crazy. People said that I was completely wrong. People said that I don't know, Matt is just completely crazy. He doesn't know what he's talking about. Yeah, people always say this. Yeah, the Buck M3 apparently is going to use the active radar homing missile. Okay, the MA version. So, yeah, there's that. So no semi-active, guys. Maybe it will come, but probably will be only active radar homing, okay? Sky Saber will have not only the normal cam, but the cam ER, which is pretty interesting that we will have these two options. Of course, with the confirmation of this, that the Aster 30 will indeed come. So this is the longer range one. I just think that the ER is just necessary there, right? Because the Aster 30 is going to be one of the best ones. So yeah. For ships, of course, some of the stuff here, Charles F. Aidens, we have the Albatross class, Salmares, Tsugaru, Baleno, all ships that are coming. None of them we knew, so interesting, right? And then we have some miscellaneous over here that are very interesting, okay? So RAFALE, considerable buff, okay? So the RAFALE is getting a buff. I don't know what is going to be that buff, but it is coming. SU-30SM thrust buff, so this is interesting because the only thrust buff that I can think about in here would be the addition of the SU-30SM2. So I don't know what they're gonna do this. Maybe it's a recalculation of the thrust, maybe it's a upgrade that will make the SM an SM2. Let's wait and see. APKWS added to some jets, which is pretty interesting. This is the laser guided Hydras, right? KH-38 MTs and MLs, guidance, time, and flight range buff. So they will increase the range of the KH-38. Some people were complaining that it was way too high. Now they're gonna buff it, which is pretty interesting. I mean, this is just a leak. Maybe they will not, but still. KH-38 ML gimbal and launch angle limit nerf, okay? And the SRAM overhauled. I wonder what this is gonna do with the missile. So we have the AGM-179A used by the Apache. This is a very good missile. Then we have 3 missiles for the helicopters, like I said. So the AGM-179 is basically the evolution of the Maverick, the Hellfire, basically, right? It is a very similar missile to something like the Brimstone in the way that it guides itself and stuff. It can use radar and laser. So probably will be added as a laser weapon. The CM-502, a very advanced missile made by the Chinese, and the Elmur, which is a very advanced missile made by the Russians for the Mi-28. So very, very interesting that we are seeing helicopters getting a buff. And then, last but not least, over here we have the missile stat car info. So the Buck one will have a 70-kilometer range, which was expected, 1,550 meters per second, one of the fastest missiles in the game. 30 Gs, so like I said, it was going to have these stats pretty much. In real life, I think it is like 24, so up to, it means that maybe it's a little bit less. The cam, of course, 25 kilometers, 1,000 meters per second, 50 Gs. The ER, 45 kilometers, 1,000 meters per second, 50 Gs. So all of these are very correct, okay? These are very real numbers from real life. And then the Aster, of course, 100 kilometers, 1,500 meters per second, 50 Gs. So if you take a look on this, the best one probably will be the Aster, okay? Just like we thought, basically, right? I thought the Buck was going to be better, but after really digging into the Aster 30 missile, I noticed that it might actually be better. Just a more modern missile, more modern design overall, okay? So these are it. This is the new leak that we have. It's a pretty significant one. Nothing too crazy that is new. The new vehicles here are the ships and, of course, the helicopters. But we already know some other things, like, for example, RAFALE and SU-30SM buff, which is pretty insane. And I gotta say, guys, another thing is that Zabi just posted this, that the dev stable has been bumped to 2.47.0.138, which is normally what happens when the dev combo happens this week. Of course, we already knew that that was going to happen, but yeah, it means that the dev string, the dev server, and the teaser are indeed most likely 99.9% chance of coming this week. Probably on the Thursday, so probably tomorrow, of course. But yeah, so basically these are it. Okay, if there are any other changes or any other leaks or anything else, I will be covering, okay? But these are the main ones. So let me know in the comments what you think. I see you guys on the next one. Make sure to subscribe, leave a like, leave a comment, and bye guys, see you.